Hey guys, it's Kim here with Fairily Fiber Fun. Thanks so much for joining me today on this very delayed show and tell episode. I have gotten a little wrapped up in holidays and drama and stress and, the whole nine yards. So I've taken an unexpected, unexplained absence from YouTube, but hopefully I am back now. If not, it'll be a week or two before you get another video, hopefully. No promises this time of year that I don't just hibernate for the rest of the year and you'll see me in January. I am making plans for the new year, so hopefully you guys will get to be seeing some new and exciting things on this channel. I do have to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently. There have been a ton of you. Like, I've gotten almost 100 subscribers in the past month alone, and I wanted to thank you so much for that. You're very important to me, and I appreciate you so much. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for continuing to watch my shows. I appreciate you so much. Every comment has been lovely and amazing, and if I miss comments, I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time keeping up with stuff these days. It's holiday season. It always gets me, it always catches me unawares, and I do apologize for falling off the wagon, so to speak, or falling off the world, whatever. Anyway, today's show is slam-packed with all sorts of things to share with you guys. I have a knit that I'm working on that I wanted to share with you, then a bunch of hand spuns that I've been working on, and dye jobs and shop orders and news for the shop and test spins and yeah, the whole nine yards. So without further ado, let's get started. So back in September, I told you guys about buying 80 pounds of wool from Hope Springs Farm, and that was the Woolpool selection of wool, the less than perfect fleeces. And less than perfect just means they weren't going to be sold to either hand spinners directly or be sent to the mill to be spun into yarn. So I've been taking this Woolpool less than ideal, less than perfect fleeces. They have tender tips. The sheep got sick not long after the previous shearing, maybe a couple of months after, or they did the lambing and it got stressful for them, and so the tips sometimes are half the fiber, the staple length. It's totally unusable fiber. So I've been picking that off, or flicking and carding and spinning, and some of it I've spun completely raw and then scoured, and some of it I scoured as bat form. I just decided I'm tired of spinning in the grease. I want to spin clean stuff, and I had bats already carded, so I scoured those very carefully and turned out okay. And then spun them up, and others I carefully prepared the locks, flicked them, and then washed them, and then carded them, all of that. So also some of it got processed at the mill, and I do have an update. I dyed up some of the roving I made at the mill. This was an experiment. It was fun. I wanted to see how it would do, and if this was something that I could put in the shop, if it was a quality level that I think that I'm happy selling. There was a lot of veg matter in it, and I'm not sure. So I want to do a different style of prep before I send it to the mill, and I'll come back with an update another time on that subject. Anyway, I dyed the roving, and I'll show you a picture. I'll put it here of how it looked in the pan and all that. So I have these huge restaurant style pans, okay? And I'm laying the roving across the width of the pan, up and down the length, and I just zigzag across the width, up, down. I did 4 ounces. It ended up with like a back and forth gradient, or very long self-striping. I 2-plied it, split it about in half, spun each half to a bobbin, 2-plied it, and it ended up going through the color from the lightest to the darkest, back to the lightest again, and I thought it was really pretty. So after I did this, I thought, you know what, I need to pair that with more yarn and do a colorwork sweater, and I decided to go with Compass by Tin Can Knits, but I want to make it a cardigan, so that's what I'm doing next. That's what I'm currently working on. So I have spun a few samples, and I went ahead and wound this up into a ball. This is one of the wool pool samples that I processed myself, and I didn't really care for how it looked with this yarn. I mean, it's gorgeous, but a little bit too much of a contrast. And I'm not a cream person. I'm a hard white, hard, bold, deep colors. I am not a cream person. So the people I talked to at the mill and other farm friends and stuff all said light gray. So I did a teeny tiny little swatch, a teeny tiny sweater swatch with a steek line because I'm going to make a cardigan. So there's my practice at making a steek. But I read the pattern all wrong, so my colors are reversed here. This is actually my second attempt. The first was with this yarn. I pulled it all out and reknit it, so this is actually the beginning of the skein of hand-dyed roving, and it's really pretty, but I didn't want that bright color in the actual sweater up near my face. So I just left this here, and this is actually a sample. The gray is a sample that I dyed using jacquard silver gray, and I wasn't 100% happy with it, although it's really pretty. It's just not quite blue enough, I guess. So yeah, there's my first little sample, and fell in love with it. Loved the pattern. Realized I was holding, reading the contrast yarn as the main yarn in the pattern because I just looked at the chart and started going instead of reading the pattern. Who reads patterns these days? So I spun up a ton of yarn, a ton of yarn, and then I had to dye it all. And I know from past experience that dyeing multiple skeins of yarn in the same pot, so they're all the same color, is not going to give you the same color on every single skein because they're all different. So the color is going to absorb different. So I did a gradient. And I will put a picture here of what it looked like hanging up in the window. This is the lightest color, the little ball, and then the medium color is next. I don't know if you can actually see the difference. There you can. Okay. And then I haven't balled this up yet, but this is the darkest. And I'm knitting away. So I started this about, well, when this video goes live, it'll be a whole week about on Monday. Yeah. So, ta-da! That's the back. This is the front. Just the most gorgeous sweater in the world. I am so amazed at how these colors turned out. Oh my gosh. This is like one of those projects that you just kind of do it to see what happens, and you don't have any expectations, and you're like, I don't care how it turns out, whatever, and then it just blows your mind, right? That's this project. So today I separated the sleeves from the body, and I did work short rows up at the top on the back before starting the color work. The pattern says to work the yoke color work and then short rows in the back, but I looked at the picture and I don't like how it sits on the back of her neck. So I went ahead and did the short rows up here. And I think I'll get a better fit for that. I also did add 7 stitches for the steek. So I have the edge stitches on both sides of the pattern, and then I have 6 steek stitches in between. And that's just because of the color work and stuff. And then I have my markers marking those 6 stitches, and that will continue through the entire pattern, through the entire sweater. And then I will start from the bottom and I will mark with a thread where the edge of the 6 stitches are for a visual guide, so that when I put the button band on before I steek, it'll be easier to do a straight line of stitches. So yeah, I've been knitting away on this. I've gotten a little over an inch from the underarm cast on. This is the first time I've ever done a cabled cast on, and I have to say it is super tight and strong. And I think for the underarm, that's really important. So I did alternate a couple of rows, trying to do something like a little bit of a fade. I did one row of the medium gray, one row of the light gray, one row of medium, one row of light, and then back to the medium. Hoping to kind of gently smooth that transition a little bit. Not sure if it worked, but it's so gorgeous. I'm just amazed. I hope to have it done in about 2 weeks, maybe a week. We'll see. I want to wear it. I'm at the mindless knitting stage, and that's my favorite part. So, even though I love the color work. Oh, the button band is going to be done in the light gray. So, it'll match the top of the sweater, and because I don't have to worry about dividing for the sleeves and stuff, and each color is going to go into the sleeves too, and I don't even know how to do that, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so that's the knitting. I did finish my sister's cardigan. I don't have pictures to share with you because she hasn't sent me modeled pictures to share. Oh well. But I do have some other sample skeins. This is from the same fiber, the Woolpool Gulf Coast. And this is lace weight. Come on. There we go. This is lace weight, and it's really, really pretty. Come on. It doesn't want to focus. And I don't know how much is here or how much it weighs. I've lost the tag. I think I took it off for a photo shoot, and yeah, I don't know what happened to it. It might still be in the basket. Anyway, there's that sample. And this is a sample, and then I'm knitting with the rest. I also have this sample, and I actually have a tag on it. Same fiber, just spun a little differently. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's 109 grams and 204 yards. And it's about a worsted DK, I think it's a worsted. It's at 8 or 9 wraps per inch. So it's a thick yarn for me, and it is super bouncy. And a couple of days before Thanksgiving, Tuesday actually, I had one of my daughter's teachers just stop by and looked at yarn, and she ordered 400 yards of this right here. So I get to spin up 400 yards or another 200 yards, and she can have this skein and the other one. Really exciting. I love doing this. I'm scared to death I'm going to get it wrong. Always scared to death. If I'm doing it for me, I don't care how it turns out. I'll work with it however, but when I'm doing it for someone else, I want it to be perfect. And I stress over it. So anyway, here is, I did have some partially mill prepped fiber that I did at the mill, and I wanted to card it on a drum carder and just kind of play with it. I went through the de-vegger, and so I took it to my friend's house, Dana, and she's been playing with it, and I've been playing with it. She dyed up some, she carded it, she spun it. It was gorgeous. And she said it was super nice to play with. Well, I made roving on her drum carder when I was over at her house. She has a brother drum carder. Love it. And so I'm terrible at making roving. I mean, little pieces. I'm terrible at making roving. So I need to definitely need more practice. So I've got a bunch of roving and a bat that I carded at her house that I left in bat form. I think that's part of a bat. I don't think that's the whole thing. Maybe I got tired of pulling roving off, and so I just pulled the rest off. I don't remember. It's been a couple of weeks. I don't remember. Anyway, that's going to be going with this order, or be all of this order, and undyed completely. And then I spun up some samples from Sheepcoat Farm. She has several different batches of roving, and I used the samples as a dye mop when I was doing my gradient because I had too much dye. So I've got 2 samples of Tunis wool, and one of them was the roving was labeled as no crimp, and the other one had, I thought would make better dryer balls than yarn, but it's the one that was ordered. So I get to spin up 400 yards of this, and then she wants it this color. So I'm glad I used this as a dye mop. And these are labeled by the sheep's ear tag, and I have that information on this little tag, and it's curved because I put this tag through the dye pot. And it's plastic, so of course it got warped, but that's okay, I can still read it. And that's how I keep track of stuff. These little tags are so amazing. Okay, so yeah, I think the one that was ordered, having more crimp, was a little bit softer. I think that's why she ordered it. But anyway, I'm really, really excited to have a special order, and it's already paid for. So like, I need to get on that. This is the roving this is 3 ounces of roving. I think that's enough, but I'm not sure because I haven't actually weighed my sample. Let's hope this is enough. She needs 400 yards. So this is the roving from sheep number 127. And I got 138 yards out of that sample. So I'll have to weigh it and see what my grist is and see if I can match the grist. This was long draw. Should be fairly easy to do. Okay, so that's the order. And did you know, just a little blip here, my website, Fairly Fiber Fun, does not have a listing for custom orders. You can contact me and place a custom order, and I will work with you. I need as many details as possible. I need colors. I need the gauge you intend to knit it on, and needle size recommended, and approximate yardage, and how thick you want the yarn. All the details you can possibly give me, I need that for these custom orders. Back to sampling. So when I was at Dana's house one day, she was talking to me about polypay, and she knew a farmer in Dawsonville who has polypay sheep. And I went to the farm and I bought all the roving the lady had and a fleece. So I bought all the wool she had currently available from her sheep. And then I was going to put the roving up for sale in the shop, and it is, you can find it. It is not a shave 'em to save 'em fiber, sadly. And my Gulf Coast wool pool stuff is not shave 'em to save 'em. So, but a lot of the fleeces are. And that's because some of Jan's fleeces, sheep, are Gulf Coast crosses. And if you're doing shave 'em to save 'em, they have to be purebred. Back to this. So this is polypay, and I spun this from the roving. I did 1 ounce long draw and ended up with 92 yards, and it is amazing. I want to make a sweater out of this. It is so awesome. If you've never spun polypay, you need to. And if I've said this before, well, you're hearing it again. So there's plenty of polypay roving in the shop. You can order some, or you can order some hand spun. Again, I need all the details you can possibly give me, so I make sure I make the best yarn for you. So that's polypay. And I love it. It's soft, it's bouncy, it's awesome. And it is this lovely cream color. Polypay is amazing. All right, I ordered some stuff from Jen Johnson of Whispering Pines Farm. A few months ago, we did an unboxing. She ordered some power scour from me, yada, yada, yada. I spun the batch she sent first, and this is from Eleanor. It is 2-ply long draw. It's a 1 ounce bat, and I got 156 yards. So incredibly soft. I gotta undo it. This is like the softest, most amazing yarn ever. I want more Shetland wool in my life, and I will be hitting her up because some people want really, really soft next to skin, next to the neck soft wool in their hand spun yarn. So I may be collaborating with Jen Johnson a little bit more. So gorgeous. so soft and bouncy. And it was easy to spin like butter. So yeah, Shetland. I also ordered some roving from her in the same order. And then after that, she listed comb top. And I got some of that, but I haven't had a chance to sample it. Again, I've not weighed this. I haven't counted the yardage. I don't know anything about this. Excuse me. I only know that it's amazing and soft, and I have a ton. I think I got 4 ounces, and I have a huge amount left. So, and this is a lot. I mean, I could sit here and count the yardage, but I don't feel like it. So again, this is long draw, and I did discover while spinning this that, was spinning the roving for Beth, Sheepcoat Farm, that I discovered this. But anyway, roving can be directional. So if you're long draw spinning and you're just frustrated and you're getting all these clumps and it's driving you nuts, try spinning from the other end of the roving. Like break off a chunk and turn it around, and then it should spin more smoothly. It might be a thing. So there's the, I want to call this oatmeal. It's kind of a brownish, fawny color. So pretty. So pretty. Come on, focus. So gorgeous and soft and amazing, and I need more of it in my life because it just is. And I've learned how to do long draw on my wheel. Finally found the sweet spot on Lady Elizabeth, the antique vintage New England flax wheel. Was built in the 1800s. I love that wheel. She gets like 11-to-1 ratio, but I absolutely love that wheel. Still on spinning, but this is a wrap-up of a project I talked to you guys about in September. I finally finished it. This is my Christmas bats that I was doing a cabled yarn, and I have some leftovers somewhere, I think. I don't know. So one bat was a light blue with sparkles, and one bat was red and green, little hints of brown with sparkles. So I spun one to a bobbin and the other to the other bobbin, and then plied them together, dividing them into 2, so I'd have 2 plies, and then I cabled. I'm trying to get it to focus. It is fingering weight with some lace weight thrown in, cabled. Like, really? But I didn't do the plying correctly. Anyway, I don't care. It's supposed to be a nice strong yarn. That's what matters, nothing else. And it turned out this really muted, interesting color. These are supposed to be my Christmas socks. I don't have a lot of yardage. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. And no, I didn't count this. I wrote it down somewhere. I couldn't find it. So I didn't feel like, I'm feeling really lazy today. I didn't even want to film, but I was like, ooh, I really have stuff I want to show off. So, you know. But I finished it, and it's been washed. It's not bouncy, but it's super strong, and eventually I will knit this into a sock, or part of a sock. Okay, I did get something new, a couple of new things. I got a new ball winder. This thing, I can't remember if I ordered it from Knit Picks. I think so. Anyway, it's really weird, like super weird. But it makes these gorgeous balls. Like, awesome. This is the Tunis. I was supposed to felt this and then realized it was Tunis, not Gulf Coast. I just, you know, didn't realize what I was working with, so I had to spin it because it's Tunis. And I love Tunis. I really do. So anyway, I've washed it. The kids have been helping me pick it, and then like pick the crap out of it. It's just tons of veg matter. We pick it to within an inch of its life. There's still veg matter in here, but it's coming out. And then spinning it into singles, and eventually they'll get plied. But here, I'm showing you this for a reason, so bear with me. Here's my old ball winder. This is a cone winder. There's actually a plastic cone that fits over this. I have taken it off. I don't even know where it is. It's somewhere in my supplies, craft supplies. And I have come across it several times, so I know it's somewhere. And I put a paper towel to on it. And then that's my words. This is my storage bobbin, and I use these for plying. I just stick a PVC pipe through the middle and put that on my lacy cape. Okay, but here's why you don't want to do that. And I'm going to regret this in a big way. You take the middle out, and the whole thing just begins to fall apart. Like, it won't hold its shape at all, while this comes right off the ball winder and just maintains its shape. So I don't like the cone winder. If you're not going to leave it on the cone, don't use the cone winder. You need an actual ball winder. But if you have big skeins, you need a big one, because this skein is too big for my ball winder. It's 474 yards. If you have anything over 4 ounces, this little ball winder is not going to hold it. So yeah, that's a thing. So that's a new tool. I also bought a hairbrush cleaner. I actually bought a set of 2. I thought they were bigger. I ordered them. They're so little. But I've used this to clean my drum carder, and it is amazing. I love it. This is like, my drum carder's never been this clean. So I was able to get a whole bunch of silk noil, wool nips, sparkles, and dirt out of my drum carders in between projects with this thing. When you buy them, they come, you know, this is really, really skinny. Well, this is really, really wide. Let's turn it that way. So all I did was just kind of spread it out in an attempt to get it to work a little more efficiently on my drum carder. And actually, it works super, super well. This one's going to my friend Dana's. I keep promising it to her, and I keep forgetting to grab it. I've been there like 3 times since I got this. What's wrong with me? Anyway, there's nothing wrong with me. I just got a million things on my mind. So, if you don't have a hairbrush cleaner of some sort, they are awesome. If you have a drum carder, you need a hairbrush cleaner. If you have a hairbrush, you need a hairbrush cleaner. This also cleans flicker brushes, packer brushes, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Last time I also talked about, oh yeah, those were like $8 from Amazon for the 2 of them. Well worth the money. Get yourself one. Okay, so last time I talked a little bit about an upcoming spin I had planned. Sorry for the rattling. This is one of my old colorways on Superwash Corriedale from when I first started dyeing years ago. 3 or 4 years ago? It's been a long time. This is called Flame Lily, and it is a gradient on Superwash Corriedale. I finally got started. So first I divided the braid in half down the length, just stripped it in half. And I'm going to make 2 skeins of traditional 4-ply yarn. So the first half I divided into 4. No, I divided it into 8. I divided it into 4. That's right. 4 plies. And then I've got this little divider thingy. I'll explain that in a minute. So I'm spinning from the purple end. It's a gradient from purple to orange to red. And there's more red than anything. So I am spinning each of these little, I think 12-gram bumps onto my bobbin, dividing them with this white fiber so that I can just put it all, rewind it to center pull balls, and then ply it later. So here's the first one with the divider. As you can see, there's more red than anything because that's all you can see, but all these other colors are in there. And I'm really excited. This is my emotional spin. This holiday season has been a really, really rough one. Life has thrown me a lot of crap. And this is the spin I turn to when I need therapy, when I need peace, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I'm feeling hurt and I need peace and comfort and solace. This is the spin I turn to. So this spin, I have no desire to finish it at a particular time. No deadline, no pressure. I'm spinning it on Lady Elizabeth, which is my favorite wheel in the whole wide world. And yes, it takes forever because she has a low ratio. And I'm spinning ultra fine singles. This is supposed to be a fingering weight 4-ply. And yes, I'm insane. So I've got my 3 bumps in here that will be added to the bobbin to make a 4-ply. And then I have my other one that's only divided into the 2 different bumps because I never finished. So, and I will show a video. Oh wait, this one is divided. Did I divide it? Oh, I did. Cool. So yeah, I've got my 4 singles all divided out. Just need to spin them. I thought I had not done that. Brain. Anyway, all done. I will be working on this periodically throughout. Why did I get the air out of that? I will be working on this whenever I feel like it. Hopefully I'll be able to get at least one of those done fairly soon, like within a couple of months, because I want to spin other things on that wheel. And I only have the 1 bobbin. So unless I want to take each single as I finish it and go ahead and wind that onto a storage bobbin, which I can do. But if I put them all on 1 bobbin and then divide them out as I rewind them, then I can't use that wheel for anything. So, nah. Life. You know, life really is beautiful. It's just, this has been a rough year in every possible way, and it's ending with a bang of horrible roughness. But you know, it's, you know, just wrap up the year with more awfulness and call it the year, you know? 2020 can just say goodbye. All right. I have sitting here something I put in the shop, and I thought I showed it to you guys before. I don't know. Since it's sitting right here, and I've run out of things that are sitting right here, I have to go get some stuff. I thought I would just show it to you now, because that's the thing, apparently. And my background is falling, of course. Here I go, making the couch beautiful place to film, and it fails. Yeah, life. Okay, so I put some new bats in the shop. I've been trying to work on these for a long time, and it seems like I get started on something and then I get derailed and I don't work on it for months, even though I said I would have it done in a week. I have an order I'm processing right now. It's from the wool pool. It's 2 pounds of raw wool, and I'm picking the broken tips off. The end weight is 2 pounds. I have 1 pound prepped and ready to go. It's just a mixture of different fibers, and they're all just thrown into a big basket. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm ready to take an extra pound and just toss it in there and say, here you go, you deal with it. But you know what? I said I was going to do this, and I cannot sell crap fiber. So I have to make it to where it's not crap fiber anymore in order to sell it. That's me. If it's not high quality, really, really nice stuff, I'm not going to sell it. I blame Jen Johnson. She has high standards. First up, anyway, aren't these gorgeous? I keep getting distracted. By the way, I jump around a lot and I get distracted a lot, and that's the thing. So, have fun. Today's video is just normal me, and if you can't tell, I'm just always exhausted and stressed, and this time of year is always hard. But you know what? I have you guys to make it better, and I have my kids and my boyfriend and my family and really good friends and sheep I can go visit whenever I want, and a business that is doing things and going places. Finally. Yes. So yeah, if you want yourself one of these, and I think they're 2 ounces. It's listed in the shop. I weighed out all the fibers before I carded them. I carded them all up. I made them pretty. All the information you need is in the shop. The base of this is Romney Top, another very, very old colorway. Winter Berries. Can you read that? I can't tell. Anyway, that's my old tag. I don't even know if I'm making tags anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still in that experimental stage with my business of what's working, what isn't, and right now I don't have the energy to put into that research and experimentation. So there's Romney and Texel and silk and nylon and Firestar. I'm not sure what else. It's in the website though, on the listing. You can see everything. So these have been blended, 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 and blended. I did a whole video on these, and I have 4 of them available. So here's my basket. So pretty. Love these. All right, so now we're moving into previous projects that I just haven't gotten around to finishing, and plans, I guess. So a year ago or so, I started a sweater, and I blended a bunch of fibers from my stash. I don't even know what's in here. It's random stuff. And I started knitting with the yarn. And I knit part of a sleeve, part of the other sleeve. They're the same length, about. I think they're supposed to be the same length. And the body. This is not following a pattern. This is a bottom-up sweater. I'm using a pattern. I don't know if it's Tin Can Knits flax, just as a basis of you know, just for the math, the starting of the math. Anyway, the idea was to use 2 different colors and do the bottom half the lighter color, the top half the darker color, but I don't want a cropped sweater. And I'm not sure I have enough yarn. It's about the same amount as all this. So I've been debating for a long time how I was going to fix this. And I think I've come up with a solution. A while back, I did a video on trying to make roving off my drum carder. And this looks very similar to the bats I just put in the shop that I showed you a second ago. But they're not the same at all. It's different fibers. So here is a bat that I just pulled off the drum carder. This is tied up pretty because it was going to be a giveaway, and then I changed my mind because I am not doing giveaways right now. I tried to, I planned one, and it never happened. So yeah. Then I have some roving that I braided up. I'm not good at making roving off the drum carder. And I made a big roll leg. I just tried making roll legs off the drum carder, and all of however much I need, I'm just going to spin, and I think it'll look okay. It's actually going to go like that. It could go like that. What do you think? Should I put the red stuff in between the light and the dark? It's actually pink. Or should I put it last? It's actually a really pretty color on me. What do you think? Maybe I need more so you can see. Let's do that. Maybe we need more. What do you think? Tell me which way I should go. If I should put the the new fiber in the middle or at the top. Because I don't know, and I hate making decisions and dropping stitches. What needle size am I using? This is a 6. What are these? A 4. I can't read that one. Yeah, I can't read that one. So I actually don't know what size I'm using because on the sleeves I have 4 and on the body I have 6, which means I needed a needle. These are probably both 4s. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they are 3.5 millimeters. Apparently I didn't have enough needles. I couldn't find all of them, and so I switched out for a different size. Or maybe I purposely went up a size to keep the stitches from falling off, and it's failing miserably. But this looks like I knit it on a 6, so I don't know. I have to see if I can find my notes. I'm knitting on 4s right now, and it's a much denser fabric, so I think this is a US 6. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Get it figured out at some point. What matters is that eventually I would love to get this finished so I can wear it. It's probably not going to be one of my favorite sweaters, and I'm debating if I want to just start knitting this onto the sleeves and see how I like it. I guess I could do one sleeve out of this and one sleeve out of the other fiber after I spin it and see what I think. I don't know. It's on hibernate timeout until I figure out what I want to do. And yeah, I've got so much I need to be doing right now. I have prepped a fleece, a Clun Forest fleece. It's a ram fleece, Earl, I think. I separated the locks and I've got them all organized in a box, and what's left is a bit of fleece that just looks like it should be turned into a rug. So I'm going to felt it at some point. I've never felted before, not like that. So I'm a little scared, but right now it's just going to get set aside. And I did wash another Clun Forest. I did it in the bathtub. I did not do any prep to the fleece. I just stuck it in mesh bags and scoured it. And I'm now picking it. I'll go get that right quick. I have totally ruined the couch setup. Oh well. But anyway, this is Earl. No, this is, who is this? Bucky. This is Bucky. And I didn't get all of the lanolin out, so it's a little bit sticky. Tons of edge matter. I mean, ugh. Tons of edge matter. So I did this crazy thing of going, ooh, I want to make a dress out of this. I'm going to pick it, dye it, card it, spin it, and knit a dress. If I need any more giant projects. The kids have been helping me. They're earning their Christmas spending money by doing this. So I still have a ton of edge matter, but this is picked. So I'm picking out veg matter and hairs because, you know, my house, like no matter how much we pick, there's still ridiculous crap in here. I might take this to the mill after I've dyed it and send it through the carder. Or I might just process it all at home. I haven't been working at the mill lately, so I don't know, and they're kind of on holiday. So I will go back to work at some point. In the meantime, I need to process as much at home as I can. A piece of veg matter I want out. Anyway, so yeah, I've already got, I think, 2 pounds, maybe, let's see. Yeah, maybe 2 pounds picked. So this is going fairly quickly. It's a really easy fiber to work with. I love Clun Forest. It's shiny, it's silky, and oh, I don't know, it's just amazing. I have a couple of bats listed in the shop from Shamrock, I believe, a U. And I still need to finish prepping that fleece. I've got a little bit more. I need to finish that one. I've got to flick the scoured locks and card them into bats. And then I'll update the shop listing. But Clun Forest, there we go. Clun Forest is a really fun fiber to work with. I'm enjoying it, and I kind of want to do a project out of it because, you know, I don't have enough fleeces in my house, and I don't have enough projects going, and I don't have enough orders to fill. So of course I'm going to add this ginormous project. Yeah. So what are you guys doing? Because, you know, I totally lost my sanity, apparently. I got too much to do. I got too much to do. Let's make a dress. Design it and everything. Let's just do the thing. Does anybody else do this? Yeah. Crazy. I'm working on a design that I don't think is going to work. The pattern I want is in Norwegian. It's a Norwegian pattern. It's in a Norwegian pattern book. And I cannot find the book, and it wouldn't do me any good if I did because I need it in English. I don't read Norwegian. So I'm designing it, and I want the straps. I may just have to do the straps separate, but I kind of want the straps to be like the yoke color work. And then I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work. I was knitting up a little doll size sample, and I'm not truly happy with it. So I need to look at pattern pictures again and just kind of see if I can figure out how the dress I want to make was shaped. And then I can go from there. And, you know, I totally want it for Christmas, that this is not going to be done by Christmas. There's no way. No possible way it'll ever be done in time for Christmas. Seriously. Maybe next Christmas. Oh yeah, and I've been working on a Make 9 plan for next year, which part of it is to finish the projects I've currently got on the needles. And my Make 9 starts now because I don't like to wait until a particular date to start something new. So, and I'm just totally picking wool while I sit here and talk to you. So I have picked socks that I want to knit for me out of the gradient fiber that I'm currently working on spinning. And let me just pull it up right quick on my computer right here. So what all did I say I was going to do? What's in my queue? My Ravelry queue. So it's socks, a dress, a scarflet, little ruffled scarf, another dress, autumn flurries, and it's not showing a picture for some weird reason. That. I don't know why it's not showing the picture. It's a drops design. And maybe I'll just show you this one too. Of course, mine isn't going to be a belly shirt. And I think that is really pretty. And let's go back. The shift. By Andrea Murray. Come on, Glare. Isn't that pretty? I totally want one. These are not set in stone, these make 9. These are ideas. I want a couple of shawls, pretty things I can wrap around my neck, and I think that's just gorgeous. Dixon, that's the skirt with all the cables, and it's like insanely cabled. Like, what am I thinking? I hate cables. I love the way they look. I hate making them. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if I'll ever make that, but another skirt would be nice. And then, of course, a beanie. Come on. Let's show this picture. Yes, I like that picture. Take her face out of it. There we go. It's just a really neat little cardigan that would go with anything. And I don't have plans beyond, I want to make something like these things. Just, you know, whatever. The items I had planned, items I would like to add to my wardrobe, and things I've always wanted to knit, I never have because I'm scared to death to try them. Okay, so now you know a little bit about my Make 9 plans for next year. I have ideas for this YouTube channel that I want to do new things that I want to try out for 2021. And I am so sick of this year and all the mess of this year. I'm like ready to do something totally new and different and amazing. But I've got to talk with my partner and do some actual planning because she's really, really good at that. Dana is amazing at planning stuff, and I'm not. I mean, I just kind of go, ooh, I want to do this, and 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 oh my God, there's too much to do, and I don't do anything. So she can help me make a plan. She can help me make a list. She can help me make a schedule, and she can hold me accountable, and we can work on it together. And I'm totally volunteering her for this. No, I really want to utilize her organization skills to help me get my life in order, my business, my channel, my, doing all the things in order so that I can provide you guys with awesome content all the time and not just some random bits and pieces of content. I'm also working on revamping my approach to filming and editing so that I have not like a higher quality of videos, but like a better, hopefully it's a better viewing experience for you. I don't know. Anyway, I've rambled on, and this video is close to an hour. So yeah, it wasn't supposed to be, but you know, this is what happens when I'm not in the mood to film. I just ramble on, and I share things with you guys, and I bounce around, and I don't have a clue what I've said and what I haven't said. And it's okay. This is me, and I need to embrace me and not feel bad about me not being the perfectly together version that I've been trying to show you all this time. Like I've ever been perfect. I haven't. And just be okay with the me being me and letting the realness bleed into this channel, in this space. So you guys will hopefully feel a little more comfortable here and more welcome, because you are totally welcome. And yeah, I look forward to interacting with you guys more, and I love the comments, you know. So tell me what you're doing to keep your sanity during the holiday season, and what you think about the sweater yarn issue. Am I going to use the pink? Am I going to stick it in between the white and the purple? Or am I going to put it on top of the purple so it's white, purple, pink, light, dark, medium? anything goes. It's a color block sweater is what I'm calling it. I don't care. I just want to be happy with it when it's done. So you tell me what you think. And go check out my shop. There are lots and lots of yarns that are on clearance. If you like superwash sock yarns, I have more superwash yarn that is not dyed, but all of the superwash yarns that are on clearance, they're on clearance because they are old colorways and I'm not dyeing the same way. So I won't be repeating those exact colorways anymore. So if you want to snag those skeins while you can, you totally should. They're not going to be there forever. And they are on clearance, so that's the cheapest you'll ever find yarn on my store. And if you want anything customized, hand spun or hand dyed, just let me know. Again, I thank you guys for joining me and hanging out, and I hope you enjoyed today's really rambly episode. And let me know what you think about this style, because I don't know. I feel like I'm not supposed to ramble when I film. I have this, I'm going to show you this, and this, and that's it. And anything that doesn't fit into that is edited out. But today was not like that. So let me know what you think of this. And I will talk to you another time. Bye, guys. What is on my ceiling? It's like behind the camera. It flew. It is not a spider. Thank God. Okay, definitely a ladybug. I hate spiders. I will kill a piece of fuzz thinking it's a spider on the floor. And I will kill it very, very dead.